What's up, YouTube? So, if you're new to hunting, or if you're new to a hunting lease or a hunting club, or if you have some land and you're trying to prepare it, you're probably asking yourself, what do I do now? How do I attract deer, and how do I grow the health, population, and the size of my deer herd? Today's video will talk about hunting spot prep and how to take a part of your land and make it a forage area, a cover area, and a sanctuary for deer. I love hunting, I love the outdoors, and I love everything in between. This channel has outdoor videos, travel reviews, cooking tips, hunting segments, and just about anything in between. So if you're into that type of thing, please like and subscribe, as I'll be trying to share content related to those subjects as often as I can. So if you found yourself in a hunting lease or part of a hunting club, you're probably asking yourself, what can I do to make my spot better? So in today's video, I'll have two spots at a lease with some new acreage that we picked up for this year that I'll be taking and making into food plots, feeding areas, and hunting locations. The lease we're talking about today is located in East Texas, and the methods that we're using to prepare this area are predominantly for white-tailed deer. Other species of animals can probably thrive or benefit from this type of habitat, but this particular method and this particular forage is geared towards white-tailed deer. This year we were able to pick up a few acres adjoining a lease that we had been on for the year prior. So I did some scouting and put out some cameras, and I figured out kind of travel patterns in general for where deer were moving. I recommend doing this first, as if you can find an area where deer are traveling or living nearby, then it's not as difficult to draw them to a particular area and set up that ambush location where you can try to find success while hunting later in the season. Today we're laying the groundwork, literally, for preparing the area, tearing up the ground, tilling the ground, turning the ground over, and getting ready to plant. Let's take a look at how to prepare two areas. Good morning. Out here working on the hunting spots today. We're going to take tractors and try to cut down some of the brush and disc up some spots so we can throw down some seed probably, I don't know, next weekend or the weekend after. We're looking to plant peas, clover, rape, things like that. We tried a bunch of stuff out here last year. Didn't really work all that well. It seemed like the deer had enough browse and everything out here to keep them satisfied, so they did that mostly. Gonna be hot today for sure. Supposed to be like 102 degrees with a heat index of like 110. So I'm wearing long sleeves and load up on water. Been drinking water for the past 24 hours pretty heavily. So get out here and get started. This is a satellite overview of spot one. As you can see, it comes off a pipeline and has a little trail into kind of an open area that was in the existing part of a heavily wooded area. So I put up a feeder near the wood line over here to see where the deer were moving. The deer coming in from the backside through there, and then also across a creek that's on the south side of this part. I'm probably going to hang a stand somewhere in there. Like I said, the deer coming through kind of parallel to the pipeline and making a stop off pretty frequently. Got the four-wheeler off. Got the Groundhog Max hooked up on it. Made a couple little passes real quick. Vegetation's high, so we're gonna cut down some of the grass and crap that's kind of standing. Then I'm going to run over it again with the four-wheeler. You can see right here in front of me, it's kind of breaking up some of it, but the vegetation being grown is a problem. Lower it down one more hole. Yeah. I hope it stays on there. So this is spot 2. It's a couple of 100 yards farther down to the north of the other spot that we just talked about. And as you can see from the satellite view, it's an old cutout where they stored equipment to work on the pipeline last year and the year before. Got a feeder right there in the corner, probably hanging stand somewhere along in there. Deer are traveling up through the edge of the wood line right there and through a little trail to that corner. They're also coming across the pipeline from a bedding area over there and coming across early in the evening and early in the morning. Also coming through in this area, there's a creek just to the north, and pretty active spot. do is we're going to hook up the Groundhog Max and try to break up this stuff a little bit finer. Came through here with a box blade that had scags on it and got all the big stuff out of the ground, stumps and logs and all that stuff. So now we're going to come through with the old Polaris and that Groundhog Max over there and see if we can't really turn it into powder. Groundhog discs work pretty good. Stuff like powder should make a decent seed bed. I have to figure out what to bring out here for a drag, so when I spread the seed and fertilizer I can drag it in. I got an old four-wheeler ramp I'll probably bring with me, just fold it out and pull it with a chain behind the four-wheeler, drag it in, set these ramps out and get this old disc taken off. That's going to be about it for me today. I may check the corn levels in the feeder, see if I got enough corn to make it until next weekend. I didn't bring any corn with me today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions about some of the methods that I've used in this video or anything I've talked about, leave me a question below in the comments section and I'll get back to you as quick as I can.